Hey everybody, this is MB, and today we're going to talk about Rolex, specifically about the Rolex Explorer 2 Polar Edition and current model, which is number 216570, produced probably 2017, 2018, and was purchased in 2018, mid-2018 that is. And in the best interest of time, I'm not going to go through the whole entire boxing routine like others have done, but will simply give you my favorite attributes to this handsome timepiece. So it has a 42 millimeter in width case size, and it's about 12 millimeters thick. The newer model 216570 launched in 2011 at Baselworld and was made slightly bigger than the original 40 millimeter case size. Comes with a stationary bezel, doesn't move, and has a 24-hour markers on the exterior. So it has a solid case back and brushed steel. Let me open up the clasp so we can take a peek at the rear part of the watch. So the solid case back, obviously there's no writing on it, which is typical of Rolex. It's a brushed steel throughout the watch, and call it more of a satin finish, with the appearance somewhat different than the other Rolex models. So the oyster steel used is the 904L super alloy steel, which is commonly used in aerospace simply because its durability is bar none and the resistance to corrosion is fantastic, apparently. So to set the date and time, there's a 3-level screw-down crown with a very robust spring, and what I'll do is I'll pull it out, and you can see that it's in the first position. And if you want to set the date, you don't have to do a full revolution to set the date, meaning 24-hour cycle. You just do it like this. So there you go. There's one. And you can see that the second hand continues to keep time while doing that. Put that back in. There's also a Rolex crown on the side here with the pusher. All right, so it's a very nice and symmetrical watch, and I'm going to guess that that was not a mistake. And it has 100 meters of water resistance. The bracelet has a 5 millimeter take-in or take-out adjustment feature. So I'll show you how that works. Let's do this. Let's get a look at that. So that pops out like that, and you can make it 5 millimeters shorter, or you can increase it by 5 millimeters, and there's like a little locking mechanism. There it is. That keeps it secure. One of the most distinct features is the orange-handed GMT, or call it the dual time feature, which varies from its predecessor, at least in appearance, that is. And that one had a smaller white GMT hand, similar to the Rolex GMT Master 2. The triangle was a a little bit smaller in appearance, and it was a little bit shorter. So this newer model actually has the appearance of the vintage line, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. But then they had changed it and deviated from that particular appearance and made the arrow a little bit different. So again, the GMT Master 2 has that same one, that same appearance. So the Explorer 2 model 1655, which was first introduced in 1971, is the vintage model I was just talking about, and designed for cave explorers. Does have a similar, if not exact, type of GMT hand, like this one, the long orange one with the pointed hand, like newer models. That original model 1655 was a little bit smaller at 39 millimeters, and was apparently, from what I've read, not that popular. I've seen more of the black models versus the white models, and the white is like a gloss white in appearance. The Cyclops window is standard and typical of other Rolexes, like Submariner. It's got the caliber 3187 automatic in-house proprietary automatic movement. And this movement has a built-in shock absorber, an anti-magnetic system, which makes it more resistant to shocks and bumps, of course, when in extreme conditions, according to Rolex, that is. So let me put it on the wrist here for a second so you can get a perspective of what it looks like. And in this video, it probably has a bigger appearance, but you know, again, it's 42 millimeters, a little bit bigger. My wrist is not small, it's not big, it's right there in the middle. I don't really know the exact measurements, but you can see that it fits nicely on the wrist, and fits nicely underneath a long sleeve shirt. And so that means that you can certainly pull it off with a suit. I mean, arguably, people might not think that, but you know, it's a rugged looking watch, but you can definitely pull it off with a suit. And you know, likewise, you can certainly pull it off by, you know, dressing it down with a pair of jeans and, you know, a shirt, shorts, t-shirt, blah blah blah. So let's put some lume on this bad boy. I love lume. So I'm going to put a quick charge on this with my trusty flashlight and just slightly turn down the lights, and we can get a better look at the lume. Ooh, yes. Now that's nice. The lume has the appearance of almost like a very, very light blue. It's not white. So hopefully that's showing in the video. I mean, I'm that watch geek that has the flashlight by his bed and charges the watch before I go to sleep. So in the event I want to wake up 3 o'clock in the morning, see what time it is, I can certainly do that. So the price point is, you know, a little bit over 8,000. I want to say I paid like 8,200 for it, brand new, before tax. You know, you can pick one up cheaper than that if you choose to get a little bit older model, like a year or two, from an online retailer. I personally have mentioned in the past that I enjoy dealing with the folks at Swiss Watch Expo in Atlanta. as one of my favorite reliable retailers of used watches, and I've never been let down by them. They're good, and I've seen a few of these in their inventory routinely. So that's all I've got for now. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and over and out.